unlike the developed countries, and most of our sign language interpreters are leaving this country because apart from meetings here where we employ their services to interpret, after that most public offices or public buildings don't engage their services, and like they are just almost redundant. So most of them are going to developed countries where their services are really needed because they use them everywhere. So it's only in Nigeria that it's only when we have meetings, and meetings because we work with persons with disability. When you go to other meetings, they don't see, you won't see. I don't know how many of you have been to any other meeting that is not organized by a person with disability, and you see a sign language interpreter. No. And I keep asking, does it mean you don't invite persons with disability to your meetings? Because already, what are they coming to contribute? They don't need them in the meetings, and so they don't invite them. So it makes the issues are too much. So this is our humble recommendation to media practitioners that they need to make deliberate efforts to improve their knowledge on disability issues. Just like I know that even as someone who wants to improve their career, you will constantly look out for short courses, small trainings that can help you with your work and help you even go to a higher level. It's the same thing with disability inclusion. We must constantly look out for opportunities that will improve our knowledge because the disability program is changing, and luckily over the past years, the attention of development actors have been directed towards disability inclusion. So let us join us and be our allies now that it's early, because by the time you get far, when you come, we do shakara for you. So we also encourage that media messages have the power to create and perpetuate both positive and negative images. I think I've said this over and over again, that we know that media there's something that is called us, the media people. Now, part of it. The fourth was a state of the brain or something.
The fourth, yeah.
What does it mean, please?
You have three arms of government. So I think the media standards.
The fourth one.
That is what they said, but in reality.
In a nutshell, media should be holding the government accountable.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, sorry, I have to say this because people should take me as a media person too. One of the things that we've recognized over time is that the media are money and this. Yes. So most times, if you are doing things for money, it doesn't give you opportunity to make change happen. Because that means if somebody comes and give you money, you won't look into that. You won't hold the people you are supposed to hold accountable. On what?
On the story.
Should it really depend on anything?
If you give me money, does not mean you are raising it.
No, but you know that money can. It might not be directly
Yeah.
fed.
Not always.
Not always.
And at times, it's not even just the money. Your bosses in the office as well have some of these influences.
And then it goes through a chain.
Yeah.
You go out there, you are the one that is on the field, you see things, you come back, you write, and then you hand it over to your boss. But your boss, where he's sitting,
He's looking at you from another perspective.
from another perspective, so it changes the story. And
You cannot.
So what is?
But sometimes when you stand your ground, it moves on.
no, I get that,
Yeah.
of course.
Because for me, sometimes,
For
even
someone
when I
like your
bring
boss,
that
how
started
strong
that
can you really stand your ground?
right.
If your boss, if you bring a story and the boss is not going to publish it, is there anything?
It can
But
actually,
in the
Yes,
real
now you know
sense,
there
You
are
can
some
actually
stories that
educate your
sound
boss.
Like LTP.
good,
Yeah.
But
There are
in
some
real-
stories that sound like LTP, so they'll begin to look at you like this.
in a good
You are
story.
eating the money alone.
Yes, and
Meanwhile-
a good story again. No editor or boss is even supposed to kill any good
Story. So it
At
also
least
has to
in
do with
organization that,
how
let me
you
say,
present the
reasonable
story.
organization. You understand? Except for maybe those that are out there for just what will come to their pocket.
And there are stories
Because-
called human angles.
Angle stories.
You understand? There are ones that are political. They are just stories that come from. So it depends on which story you're telling.
And that is why it's telling us.
I think it's about us writing these
Yes.
stories well.
So
How
especially
even
from
when your
human
boss sees
interest
it.
angle.
Yes. Human interest.
And there is a problem with human interest and to this type of story. At the end of the day, what you are accusing us of will still come to play. Because in order to make it more human angle than it should be, you will start telling the story around the disability. Like the issue of the marriage. If you want to clear up the story, you will talk about the disability and the person.
That maybe in the
You
society
understand?
they
Yes.
believe
Because
that
that's
only
what
those
makes
with
the marriage
this
work.
get it.
Because-
But today, it's happening that
Exactly. Because ordinarily, maybe if you are having a marriage, there's nothing.
not
Nothing
Yeah.
spectacular about it.
That's what I'm saying. Even for a person with disability, there's nothing special.
There is.
because of the perception
That's
of
what
the
I'm saying.
society.
It's perception that is making you think that they are weak.
Because it is the society that is creating the barrier.
Yes.
So you need to make the society understand that
No.
these persons, no barrier.
You
There are
guys-
just-
You guys are getting it wrong.
Sorry, in the first place.
You guys are
You
getting
don't-
it
you
wrong.
don't-
It's the
see-
media that will change this narrative.
That's
Because
How does the
the way
media
people are
change?
being
Let me
treated. For
tell
example,
you, let me
what
tell
makes
you
me
one
different
way.
from you?
Yes, let me
It's the
tell
media
you
that
one
makes
way.
people begin to
wheelchair.
see me
The,
different.
It's not the
the
media.
media
The
alone
media is
cannot do
trying
it.
to make people
The
understand
media
that you are
play
not
a very
different.
huge
And
role
despite the
in
fact that the
changing
person is in a wheelchair,
It's not
change
different.
anything.
Doesn't change.
That's
That is
why
what
I'm
the
saying
media
that-
is trying to
That's
tell
what the
you.
media is saying.
Yeah.
That because you're on a wheelchair doesn't make you unproductive.
No, hold on, let me
Can I
highlight something. The thing is that we're trying to say that, sorry, we know we have an interpreter, let's be inclusive. When all of us are talking, she can't interpret 100 minutes. Okay, yeah, so let's just talk one after the other. Just to correct an impression, what we're trying to say is that when you start highlighting those issues, it makes someone think, okay, that means there was something wrong you people are trying to correct. But we're saying, hold on, let me finish. We're saying that it's not like that. How about highlighting the real issues? Like, oh, we went to this hospital. There are many issues for persons with disability. Getting married is like the most basic and should not even make it to the news. That's what we're saying. Getting married is so basic that it's not what we should use to be changing perception. You can change perception of saying, look at this hospital, highlight the real issues. Getting married here is not the issues. Changing people's attitude and the way they treat persons with disability are the real issues. And using marriage and saying, oh, ordinarily, you think that they cannot get pregnant, or you think that they cannot get married. Now they are getting married. That's what we're saying.
Society actually believes that once you're confined to a wheelchair, you confined.
Sorry, a person using a wheelchair.
Okay, the person once
Yes.
you are a person
A wheelchair
with
user.
disability,
Wheelchair
Yes.
user.
it's not normal that you should get married or get pregnant, and they won't come see that happen. For us, we understand because we are here in this train. But to let them also understand that it's normal, we now portray it for them to disabuse their mind from
That's
that
what I'm saying,
mindset.
that marriage is so trivial.
How would
It's-
they know?
it's-
We are using the marriage as an example.
because that's even the main thing. That's the most thing that media use. I've never seen any media people going to a hospital to cover it and say, see how this place is. Changing
No,
that.
They do.
The
No.
main issue. What is the most popular one that they use? Really?
No, but sometimes again, like what you are saying now, if the media is not aware of such, how does the media
That's
know?
what I'm saying.
It
What
should
I'm
be-
saying
for
is
you
that
and not
let's
for
not
the
think that
media.
marriage is what you can't even change.
Let me tell you something. You see, marriage, it's a big deal. Marriage, it's a big deal because a lot of people, I know what I'm saying. I'm speaking as in first hand. My program, I have featured Janet. Janet's wedding was the first that I captured, and I really took my time to capture that story because I wanted people to understand that because she's a person with
The person
Guys,
is
it's
there.
a deaf person
Yes.
doesn't mean that she's not. Do you get?
Yes.
And I know how many mindsets were changed on that. a lot of people had a different, like,
I
oh
agree.
my God.
See, I'm not disputing that a lot of people have, misconception about women getting married. But I'm saying that when it comes to disability issues, there's so many issues that marriage is not, and it's because I think what we'll do in this our media, we incorporate what is it called? Gender equality.
Yeah.
Then you understand that when you're talking about gender equality, there's so many issues, and one of them is patriarchal society, where men are already made to believe that they're in charge. So it makes marriage difficult, because then you feel like your only accomplishment as a woman is to get married.
Even men are involved. Okay, when we had Adelabo, late Adelabo, may he so rest in peace. The first thing he said was, when he was going to get married, people were like, the girl's family were like, somebody that his hand is like this. How will you cope with him and all that? So even for the men, I had a blind guy, he's a blind media this thing in Abeokuta. Same thing. In fact, the lady's family refused. They did not till tomorrow. They are not even in talking terms. But they are fine. They're married, they are on. So it's not like we understand that marriage is not the only issue. Do you get? But when you say marriage is trivial, I'm
saying that media particularly pays so much attention to marriage of women, and I'm saying that there are too many issues. And saying that you are using it to change perception is not really the main issue.
Yes.
It's not really the main issue. When say what.
See, the issue of marriage, that you have made people to change perception about persons with disabilities about marriage. Has it changed any situation of person with disabilities? It has not. No, it has not. It has. Wait, now I'm coming. That Mr. Chris, wait now. That Mr. Chris got married. It did not add any money in my pocket. It did not change my economic status.
Thank you.
You understand? But there are some issues that you can tackle within the society to change my economic status. Like, for example, there are so many policies, there are so many things happening that the media can promote about issues of persons with disabilities that can actually help to change the economic situation of persons with disabilities. Not just marriage. Marriage is nothing as far as I'm concerned.
We're not saying that it is the main. And we agree that there are a lot of issues around persons.
That's just what I want us to.
Yes, we agree. And it's not like if you check maybe percentage, maybe you're just seeing like 1/100 where we talk about marriage. We're not saying marriage is the main thing, but it's not like it should be.
I'm saying it should not even be. That is what I'm saying. Because marriage is, if you on the hierarchy of things.
So when people come and complain that because I'm a person with disability, I can't marry.
No, because he's poor. If he's rich, women will rush to marry him.
Yes.
If he's a girl and if she's rich, men will also look for her. Ask her hand in marriage. Forget about that. You understand? It's about the economic situation of person with disability. That's what I'm trying. I'm telling you as a person with disability.
Yes.
You understand?
We have persons with disability who are poor.
See,
and people
when I was single, I was not having it. I was not finding it difficult to get girls because I was doing well as a young man. You understand? That's what matters most.
When it even comes to issue of men and women with disability, a total different case. Because of that patriarchy again, men have more opportunities than women. So even men with disability will have an opportunity to get married than a woman with disability. But what we are saying in the grand scheme of things is that there are so many issues that if you highlight those issues, we even make a greater change. Marriage is so like if there are 20 things that is affecting a person with disability, marriage is not among those 20 things. It's not even there.
Would I say something?
Let us say that.
Okay, earlier 1 year, you were trying to address, like you said, I think society, or I feel that if I call a spade a spade, like for instance, I meet someone who is deaf and I say you are deaf, it seems as if I'm being, I'm hitting at I'm stating the obvious, but for the human
Without disability,
it feels like I'm stating what is, let me use the word.
Yes.
the disability and stating the disability, and it's like it's offensive to the person. If I say that somebody who uses a wheelchair
Uses a wheelchair. That is offensive.
It's not.
It's not. It just depends on
See,
the
allow her to
attitude.
land.
Let me
Allow her
as
to
in-
Okay, use the example because maybe I'm trying to understand where you're coming from.
No, as in having to address somebody who is deaf as
Yes,
saying
yes.
that the person is deaf. If for society or for my own perception, it seems as if I am offending the person or I am being insulted to say that. So having to, instead of saying that the person is deaf, I'll say the person has a hearing disability.
No, call am as it be, don't dress it.
That's
Dress
one
One
Then secondly, he said that when talking about the fact that he's married does not put money in his pocket. Earlier you were like, instead of focusing on people who are just trying to get by when they have a disability, we should focus on people who have made it. If you meet a person with a disability who is, for instance, a cobbler, and you draw attention to it, you notice that people in society tend to fund the business more.
Do you know the mistake I did? I didn't do models of disability because I felt like this is going to be a short meeting, and I thought most of it, but maybe we include it in the.
It's very important.
There are things we call models of disability, and it's the various way we use disability, and it's what is affecting most of the way we see disability. What the angle you are coming from is from a charity angle, because you feel like, oh, it's a person with disability. If even the people giving are giving out of charity, they are not giving the person to empower the person.
Okay, so what Chris talked about the fact that how does
Well,
highlighting that I am married change his pocket status? What do we need to do as media
Thank you.
to begin to change
Thank you.
financial
Thank you. There is a program that we're doing, a project we're implementing. It's called Break the Cycle of Poverty and Economic Violence against women in the autism.
You know, it's like, please, maybe you shift back so that others, because like they're having another conversation. So that let's all follow.
When you talk about, like I mentioned, that there are too many issues about persons with